get some more perspective with Benjamin Creutzfeldt. He's with Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies. He specializes in China, Latin American-U.S. affairs. Benjamin, welcome to our program.
Thank you.
First, establishing diplomatic ties, now opening an embassy in Beijing. How would you describe the current state of relations between these two countries?
Well, I lived in Panama myself 15 years ago, and China has been there, obviously very active economically in terms of investment. They had an office there. They've been there for decades. But now it's official, let's say. So that is an interesting change. What I'm most impressed by is the brimborium, the decorum, the great event that it has become in Beijing, because clearly Beijing is making a point that it treats pretty much a visitor from the United States as equivalent, as the same status as someone from a small country like Panama. Admittedly, not any old small country. It's a key link, and I think it's significant in many ways.
Earlier this year, Panama announced it was breaking ties with the Taiwan region to establish full diplomatic relations with Beijing. Would you say, Benjamin, that was a turning point in the relationship between these two countries?
Well, it always goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Breaking with Taiwan and turning to Beijing. And there was, I think it's something that has been boiling for a long time. I know that I remember when it was Costa Rica's decision many years ago.
But if that had not happened, we would not have an embassy and we would not have full diplomatic relations.
Of course. Yeah. It's always one or the other. That is something that's very clear. And it is, of course, a considerable loss of face, should we say, of influence for Taiwan, and that is ultimately what Beijing is really playing at. It's in a way punishing Tsai Ing-wen for not recognizing, or for being basically very standing back from, still leaving windows open, shall we say, for a possible independence, or at least not completely recognizing the one China policy the way they would like. And that's something that China may continue to push. But I would say at this point, really what's significant is that Taiwan is out of the picture in Panama, and that means that Panama becomes the key link through Central America for international transport, which it already has been, but Nicaragua has been in the picture as a possible contender. There have been rumors for years that the Nicaraguans want to build a canal with Hong Kong or Chinese investment, and I think that's now pretty definitely off the table.
Well, you bring up investment. How important is Chinese investment in Panama? And really, what does each side, Benjamin, hope to gain from this new relationship?
I think it's basically giving a stronger base, a diplomatic base to developments that have already been prepared for quite a long time. So it's making it easier for direct contact. One of the agreements is to explore the possibility of direct flights, which would be incredibly advantageous for possibly Copa Airlines, for other airlines and for basically businessmen and women and visitors from between Latin America and China. It's one of the big difficulties still, that one has to travel only through Europe, the United States, and there's only, or Mexico. So there are quite a few new openings there for direct contact. So Panama has always thought of itself as the navel of the Americas, and now that is underscored by this.
And what, in your opinion, what does the relationship with Panama mean for China's future, relationships across the region, across Latin America? Ripple effect?
That's difficult to say, because many Central American countries still recognize Taiwan rather than Beijing. And so there could be a sort of domino effect, but it's not that easy. And also, I think Beijing is not going to ruffle too many feathers all at once, because that would just disconcert many others. There is some continuity in the Taiwanese relationship with certain countries. So I don't think it's going to necessarily replicate itself very quickly. There may be one or two more switches in the region, but still Taiwan has its little group of 20 countries that recognize it the world over.
You put up with some tough questions. Thank you, Benjamin Creutzfeldt.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.